Namaskar everyone and welcome to Ardhanurmasa Satsanga day 25. Lakshminatha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yo Nityamachyutapadam Bhuja Yukma Rugma Vyamohatastaditarani Trinaya Mene Asmadgurur Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीद् साक्षाद् रामायणात्मना. With prayers at the lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra and Acharya, let us take our topic for today. So yesterday we saw how Rama made a pratignya, Rama took a vow that he is going to definitely protect those rishis. Now, in the forest where they were, by now, almost 10.5 years have been completed of the Vanvasa. Again, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, they return back to the ashrama of Sutikshna Rishi after visiting all the other rishis. Now he tells them that you have to go visit the ashrama of Agastya Rishi. Now you may have heard about this Agastya Rishi. He is the Rishi who is renowned because he prevented this Vindhya mountain from growing very tall. That Agastya Rishi who restricted the height of Vindhya mountain. Then there are many other stories also related to Agastya Rishi, but he is a very powerful Rishi who had access to lot of tapobala, and he had lot of mantras in his store. He had astras. He had lot of knowledge of warfare also, what astras can be used for which purpose and so on. So when Rama visits him, then Rama gets blessed with many such mantras and astras, including that bow of Vishnu. You remember we talked about how when Parshurama appeared, he had come with one bow of Vishnu, and Rama had lifted it and strung it very effortlessly, and then it had been given through Varuna to Agastya Muni. And this Agastya Muni now gives back that bow to Rama because it is going to be time for him to use that Vishnu Dhanusha. This Agastya Rishi is also considered the originator of the Tamil language. So this point will come. So some time when Rama, Sita, Lakshmana spent with this Rishi, they also, it is said that they also learned that language. They learned the Tamil language. Now this will come in relevant later in our story of Ramayana. We will talk about that later. So now, once they have got all this knowledge and the blessings of Agastya Muni, then he tells them that you please go southwards and go towards the Godavari river. There is a place called Panchavati there. It's a very beautiful place. You can go and stay there. You make that your residence for some time. So when they go towards that Panchavati, as they are walking and going, they see one very big, huge eagle. And at first they are shocked. They think that, oh, maybe this is also another demon, just like that Virada had appeared. They think that maybe this eagle also is a demon. But then that eagle opens its mouth and talks to them very sweetly and introduces himself. He says, My name is Jatayu. I am the son of Aruna. Who is this Aruna? This Aruna is none other than the charioteer of Surya Deva. So we know that Surya moves across everywhere on a chariot, and the person driving that chariot is Aruna. Now, so this Aruna is also the brother of Garuda. So Jatayu is his son. And this Jatayu has an older brother called Sampati. And this Jatayu says that I am a very great friend. I know Dashratha very well. We were both very close friends. And it is very sad that he has passed away. Anyway, I am there. I will be here with you. You can build your cottage, your hermitage somewhere close to where I am. So that if when the need is required for hunting or for something else, if Rama and Lakshmana, you have to go into the forest, then I will be there and I will take care that Sita is protected in your absence. So like that he offers, and they are also very happy. Rama also feels very happy. He says that, okay, my father has anyway departed, but now that you are there, we have some elder person with us, and you are also my father's close friend. So I'm very happy to have met you. And like that, they start going deeper into the forest. Now, once they reach one beautiful place, Rama tells Lakshmana, he says, you build an ashrama here, Lakshmana. And then, while telling the instruction, Rama says, you build it in such a way that it will be good for Sita, you build how you like, and so on. So, Lakshmana suddenly he's very upset when Rama says this. So, Lakshmana says to Rama, oh Rama, what have I done wrong? Why are you punishing me like this? So, Rama is surprised. He says, what is this? Why is Lakshmana talking like this? That shloka which Valmiki writes for Lakshmana, he says, Paravanasmi kakutstha त्वयि वर्षशतं स्थिते स्वयं तु रुचिरे देशे kriyatam iti mam vada. So, very sadly, Lakshmana says, how can you tell me that you build in a place and in a manner in which you like? I am nothing but a dependent on you, O Rama. For how many ever years we may live, always I will only be dependent on you. I cannot have any free will of my own. I am the one who simply follows your orders. So you should not say build in a way that you like, because I have no like. Whatever you like, Rama, that itself is my adesha. That itself is my order. So whatever you say, I will build according to that. So here the acharyas explain that yet again, this incident shows us how deeply Lakshmana is a servant of the Lord in the real sense. He has no wishes of his own. He only wants to follow the orders of Rama. He does not want any identity for himself, but he wants only to be known as Ramadasa. That is the greatness of Lakshmana's Seva Bhava, his service. Now, after some time, okay, Lakshmana, then Rama says, okay, fine, do like this, you build like this, you build like that. He tells and he indicates the spot also. And then Lakshmana completes building that ashrama. And once they have built that ashrama, then they do puja, they enter inside. And looking at that ashrama, Rama is really so pleased and happy because Lakshmana is so good at building the ashrama that he has created separate areas for all the different activities that they perform. There is one place which is like a kitchen where Sita can do some of the activities related to cooking and all that. There is some place which is kept for worship of the deities, for performing the yajna and all that. Then there is one place which Lakshmana has given, where if the Rishi Munis and other people visit them, then they can sit there and have their discussions with them. And although Rama did not say anything about it, but Lakshmana has also created a separate area where Rama and Sita can be together in Ekanta. So seeing all this thing and seeing how nicely Lakshmana has done this and how he has understood the wishes of Rama, like although Rama has not explicitly told him what to do, Lakshmana has understood so perfectly and he's created all these areas in that ashrama. So Rama is really very thrilled with that. And he says to Lakshmana, Bhavagnyena, Kritagnyena, Dharmagnyena cha Lakshmana, Tvaya putrena dharmatma, na samvrittah pita mama. Oh Lakshmana, you are somebody who knows very well the feelings of other people. Not only you are skilled, because Lakshmana has built this cottage, isn't it? You are very skilled. But along with that skill of building this cottage, you also understand the emotions and feelings of other people. And you know what is the right thing to be done. And because of this, Lakshmana, I feel that my father has not at all passed away. For you, you have lost your father because Dasharath Raja was your father. But for me, it is as if he has left you like a father to me. Why is Rama saying this? Because always we see in our relationships, we always see in our relationships that the parents, the father takes care of the needs of the child with a lot of love and affection. Many times the children may not know what it is that they want or what they need, but a loving father, without being asked, will provide whatever is needed by the child. So, like that, Rama is saying to Lakshmana that I did not tell you to build all these separate areas, but you have done that and you have built such a wonderful cottage, keeping in consideration all my emotions and my feelings. So, definitely for you, maybe Lakshmana, you have lost your father, but I have not lost my father. I feel as if my father is with me only in your form. Like that, Rama praises the Seva Bhava of Lakshmana. So, what is it that we can learn from these things? Lakshmana's actions. It teaches us how we should be doing Seva. Many times, unfortunately, when we want to do Seva also, we put our mind into that and we say, and we put our likes and dislikes. I will only do this Seva. I will not do that Seva. I will only do like this. I will not do like that. If that person is there, I will not do. If I am given this responsibility, I will do. Like that, we have our own likes and dislikes in that process of doing seva. But like Lakshmana, we should learn that we must, just as an inanimate object, it does not have any likes and dislikes. It allows itself to be used in any manner by the owner. Similarly, when we are doing seva, we should be totally surrendered and not have our own likes and dislikes. Now, Rama's comfort was cared for by Lakshmana, isn't it? So, not only he did like a dasa, that he built the hermitage, he did all the seva for Rama, he was like a servant, but he did that seva lovingly and with full consideration for Rama's comfort, like a father. So this should be the way in which anybody does seva. So in fact, one of the alvars called Kulashekar Alvar, when he sings about how Rama went to Vanavasa, then at that time he makes one peculiar statement. He says that the entire Ayodhya served Rama during his Vanavasa. So here the Acharyas say that how is this? Why is he saying like that? Entire Ayodhya did not go with Rama, isn't it? They went, but then they were there for one night, and then Rama made sure that they went back. So it's not as if during entire Vanavasa, whole of Ayodhya was with him. Then why is Albar singing like this? So here the Acharyas explain that one Lakshmana who went with Rama, he did all the seva for Rama. That one Lakshmana did all the Kainkarya, did the entire seva, what the whole of Ayodhya would have done. If there had been another 10 people, 100 people from Ayodhya who had come along, whatever seva they would have divided among themselves and done it, that one single Lakshmana did all that by himself all the time, right? And Acharya say that at least for Rama, he lost his kingdom for some time. For those 14 years, he was not ruling. But Lakshmana was always the king. What kingdom did Lakshmana rule? He was the king of Kainkarya Samrajya. He never lost his position as the king of the kingdom of Seva. That is the greatness of Lakshmana. Now, when we are talking about Lakshmana, in this sense, the acharyas also explained to us the concept of how the Lord is the bhokta, he is the enjoyer, and we are the bhogyam, we are the object who is enjoyed. Like, for example, suppose I eat some sweet. Okay, let us say I eat gulab jamun. Then I am the enjoyer, and the gulab jamun is the object which is being enjoyed. So I am the bhokta, and the gulab jamun is the bhogyam. Similarly, whatever we are doing, whatever actions we perform, whatever seva we do, it should be done with the bhava that my service, my actions are the bhogyam. And who is the enjoyer? Who is the bhokta? It is the Lord. So when I am doing seva, I should not do a seva because I like to do that seva, or not that I will get pleasure by doing that seva, but so that the Lord gets pleasure through my seva. Like, to take my own example now, if I am talking about this and recording this video about Ramayana, I should not say, I like to tell about Ramayana and therefore I am doing it. Then that is seva, but then I am thinking that I am doing it for my own pleasure because I get joy by talking about Ramayana. But suppose I understand this concept of Bhokta and Bhogyam correctly, then I will say that when I tell about Ramayana, it will please the Lord. the Lord will be happy that his story is being told and people are going to learn from that. So because the Lord will get pleasure by recitation of the Ramayana, so I am reciting the Ramayana. And when the Lord feels happy, then in the pleasure of the Lord, I get joy. That should be our bhava when we are doing any kind of seva. The pleasure, the joy of doing seva is not our own joy, but the Lord's joy that we should seek. Here, some commentators, they give the example. They tell a story. Like once there was a person who was it was their family parampara to take care of certain pujas in one temple, and certain utsavas they would sponsor the events there. So that trustee, that person used to always sponsor one particular utsava, and during that prasada, it was customary in that temple that they would prepare the sweet rice, that is sweet pongal, to offer to the Lord. Now, after some years, what happened? That person, that trustee, he passed away, and after that, his son took over those responsibilities. So now that son would take care of sponsoring that utsava. Suddenly, one year, what happened is that everybody, all the bhaktas who came for that utsava, they realized that the prasadam is not sweet pongal, but it has been changed to puliogre. We know puliogre is a spicy dish. So they were very surprised. And somebody went and asked the archaka, the purohita. So that archaka told, that the priest in the temple told that I have nothing to do with this. It was the trustee, this person who is sponsoring the utsava. He told the prasada to be changed. So when they went and asked that person, he said, yeah, I didn't, I told them not to make sakra pongal, not to make sweet pongal, because I am having diabetes. So if we make sweet pongal and I cannot eat that prasada, so I told them to make puliogre. Can we even imagine something like this? Now, who is the bhokta here? Is it the Lord? Is the prasada being made for the Lord? Or it is being made for this trustee who is sponsoring? Who is supposed to be savoring that prasada? It is for the Lord. So if it is customary to make sweet pongal, whether I have diabetes, I have blood pressure, that does not matter, isn't it? The prasada is for the Lord to enjoy. So if we have the bhava like this particular person in the temple, then we are not doing seva for the Lord's pleasure. We are doing for our own pleasure. So we must understand this. And once we understand this concept, then we will find that whatever seva we are given, we will do it happily. We will be able to do it well. Many times, unfortunately, we see that in places like temples and religious places where there should not be any kind of a fight and quarrel and all that, people get so worked up and they have so many ego clashes and all that, and because of that, ultimately there is problem in conduct of the events in that place. But this can happen only when we think that we are doing seva. No doubt it is good, but if we cannot get along with other people, if we think that we want to have our way, we want to do things as per our wish only, then we are not doing seva in the real sense. And if we understand that we are doing the seva for the Lord's pleasure, then we will be ready to accept what other people are telling and go ahead with a spirit of cooperation. So like Lakshmana, we must learn how to do seva in the right way. We must be dasas. We must do seva of the Lord. We must do it with a lot of love for the Lord. We must do it so that the Lord feels happy, and we should seek pleasure only in the pleasure of the Lord. That should be our outlook. So let us pray that Acharya and the Lord will bless us to be able to adopt these things in our life. Let us offer Kritagnyata for all the teachings that they have been giving to us. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Veda Vedanta Vedyaya Meghashyamalamurtaye Pumsam Mohana Rupaya Punyashlokaya Mangalam Pitrabhaktaya Satatam Bhratrabhihi Sahasitaya Nandita Kila Lokaya Ramabhadraya Mangalam Srimate Raghuviraya Setu Langvita Sindhave जितराक्षसराजाय रणधीराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलाशासनपरैर्मदाचार्यपुरोगमैः सर्वैश्च पूर्वैराचार्यैः सत्कृतायास्तु मङ्गलम्. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet again tomorrow with the further part of the topic. Namaskar.